I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Like on some real, fear will definitely kill you slowly if you let it, bro. Fear will kill your dreams, kill your hunger, kill your desire. But today we gonna kill fear. We gonna kill fear today. So let me right. So let's just get right into it. And my first question that I want to ask y'all is, you know, what are you afraid of? Like, what are you afraid of? Why didn't you take that risk? Why didn't you take that leap? Like, you know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, you know, in the past, right? I was a producer. I still am a producer, but primarily I was a producer. And one of the things that helped me back in my producing career was definitely fear. It was fear, right? So how did that kind of hinder me, right? So basically when I was producing, I thought to myself that I didn't have to promote myself. I thought that I didn't have to really do anything that was out of the ordinary. I didn't have to go out and meet people. I didn't have to go out and do anything. I thought that I was gonna blow up by just making beats, and that was it, right? Because really, like, what made me fearful of going further in my producing career was the simple fact of the matter. It was just like I was fearful of the responsibility. And I feel like some people are just really fearful of the responsibility. Like, they are afraid to take that next step because that next step comes with like kind of not leadership, but it comes with more things that you have to deal with. Like, for example, I didn't want to sell my beats. Selling beats would have came with having to deal with more artists, and you know how these artists are, right? So that's also one. Two, having to deal with the back end, in case somebody tried to try me, I had to go the legal route. I was kind of fearful of that. That kind of discouraged me. Um, right, and so that was pretty much that one. The other one was, it was the pressure. I was afraid to handle more pressure than I already was kind of used to, and slash or capable of. Basically, right, I was afraid of the actual pressure because, one, I already put pressure on myself to make beats, to make good beats, because in order for you to sell beats, you have to make good beats. I didn't have the confidence. I was afraid of my own beats because I didn't know if they were good or not. Sure, people told me that they were good, but I didn't know if these were actually ready to be, wrapped and recorded on by professional industry artists. I didn't know if I was capable of that, even of that type of, caliber, despite me wanting to be that type of caliber, if that makes sense, right? So I was afraid of the actual pressure that came with that all. But and let me think. So basically, and though there was that, I did write everything down. So there was that. There was one more thing that, like, in my tenure. No, that was it. Pretty much, yeah. So I let fear just hold me back, and that was pretty much it. But how I view fear now, right? How I view fear now is basically, fear does not chase you with a knife like your favorite movie villain. Fear chases you with comfort, right? Throughout all of my producing days, it was comfortable to be fear. I did not even really mind it. I didn't even mind it because I was comfortable. I was safe. I played it safe. I didn't want to jump out and take risks and take leaps and whatever else. No, I was safe. I was safe. Um, you know, and that's where fear got me the most. I was too attached to it. I was attached to it. You can be attached to more things than just people. Like, I was attached to my fear. I carried it with me like it was in like a freaking briefcase. That's how attached me and fear was. Like, fear was like my second best friend. Fear was my left hand man. Fear was the person that was there for me when I was having self-doubts, reassuring me that not changing was basically the right move to make. And at the time it made sense and I agreed. But now fear is nothing more than just deceit. Now, mind you, all fear isn't bad. Like if somebody's trying to murder you and you're scared, okay, that makes sense. Or if somebody's if someone's being creepy and you're scared, okay, that makes sense. But the fear to succeed is definitely real, and I definitely went through that in my tenure of trying to be a producer. And I don't want other people to make the same mistakes. So therefore, yeah. So therefore, I want to really encourage everybody to do the thing that they are scared to do. I encourage you to do the thing that you are afraid to do for like the next 10 days. The next 10 days, right? Do the thing that you are afraid to do for like the next 10 days. And you know what? Yeah, maybe I might kind of, have a little something for you. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right, moving on to one of the reasons why people fear or why people kind of give into fear, minus my, story, is basically fear wears excuses, right? So an excuse can be anything like oh, I'm too busy, or oh, I need money, or oh, I'll start this certain task this day, that day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it never comes, right? For example, before I started this YouTube channel for 2 weeks, I debated with myself constantly, like, oh, should I start it? Should I not start it? I don't know. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it Friday. I'll do it this. I'll do it that, right? For 2 weeks, that had basically that had went on. And believe it or not, eventually I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna start this YouTube channel. And I started on my very first video like 2 weeks ago. And the one thing that I learned really was just to start. It was just starting. And it's funny because I never had to like debate with myself on anything else. But with YouTube, I had to just I just had to just start, bro. So I just started and I've been enjoying YouTube ever since. I make a video every day, even though I only and what's crazy is throughout my whole YouTube short tenure, I've gained like 5 subscribers. Um, I've have I have like 6,000 watch views, 8 point what it was like 8.10 watch hours. Now that may seem small to you know the average person, but to me that's everything because I didn't let my fear overcome the want of me doing YouTube. Sure, I debated and I argued with myself, but eventually I said, you know what, I'm gonna just start, and I started, and it feels great, and I love doing YouTube. And those five subscribers feel like 500, 5,000, 5 million subscribers because I achieved that. Like I worked hard, I uploaded every day, and I achieved that. This is the fruits of my labor, and this is the and this is and this is what the compound effect really is all about. Is sure it's a small number, but eventually that five is gonna turn to 10. That 10 is gonna turn to 20. That 20 is gonna turn to 40, 40 to 80, 80 to 160, right? And then so on and so on and so forth. And then before you know it, I'm gonna have like a million subscribers and kill the game. And that's the whole thing. So moral of like the actual, like little small story that I have too is basically just don't let the excuses outweigh your wants. Don't let fear control you when it comes to excuses. You have to just go with it. Just do it. Just do the thing. Do the thing that you were destined to do. Do the thing. Once you do the thing, Gang, you're gonna be, man, bro, you're gonna be out the park. You're gonna be Fenway, gang. Like for real, bro. Like, come on, bro. All right, so number two, like I said, fear wears comfort. Comfort is, oh man, what can I say? Comfort is truly your enemy. Let me explain, right? So comfortability for me looked like, okay, I was attached to the food that I was eating. So therefore, I feared losing weight. I actually was afraid to lose weight because I was afraid of having to rebuy my entire wardrobe of clothes. Even now, like this shirt is too big for me, like even like right now, but it's all good because this is part of the process of me losing weight. Like this actually motivates me, and I don't even like believe in motivation. This actually motivates me to keep losing weight. The fact that that this shirt is so big on me now. Like I used to be able to fit this shirt. Now I don't no more. And it's crazy. Like I overcame my fear of losing weight because and what's funny is I lost weight by total accident. I work like every day. So I'm moving around, I'm walking, lifting, pushing, pulling, all that stuff. And before I knew it, I lost like 40 pounds and it feels great. My clothes fit. All my pants fit. I went down a whole pant size. It was amazing. And this feeling, I would have never got to feel this feeling if I wasn't afraid to lose the weight. And now, like if you ask me like, man, if you asked me like 10 years ago, yo, bro, uh, have you ever thought about losing weight, like actually taking weight loss seriously? I would have laughed at you and said, no, I'm not ready, because I want to still eat the foods that I want to eat, and I want to spike my blood pressure up all the way high and spike my cholesterol up all the way high, and I want to eat fry uh Philly cheesesteaks just all day, and I want to go and get pizza and chicken fingers all day every day. Um, and all of that, I would have laughed at you, bro, because I was so stuck in my weight. I was so fearful of losing the weight. But now I'm comfortable losing the weight, and I want to lose the weight. I can't wait to rebuy all my wardrobe. I can't wait to fit a size large, fit a size medium. I have never in my life remember me even fitting into a size large or a size medium. Not a 2X, not none of that. I cannot wait for that. And just don't let that comfort control you. Don't let that comfort control you. Do not let that fear and that comfort control you from changing, because you are worthy of change if you decide that you are, right? So that is that. Okay. The last thing, no, actually, there's two more things that I actually have here. Um, so we have fear comparison. For the love of God, please do not compare your life to anybody else. Right? Do not compare your life to anybody else. Never tell yourself, oh, well, I'll just never be able to have this and that. You have to kill that limited belief. Limited beliefs are fear. I think limited beliefs comes from your fear of not being able to do something, right? My limited belief was actually, um my limited belief was I didn't think that I was able to lose weight. That was like the first one. Um I didn't think that I was able to have a personality to cultivate a fan base. Now let me explain that one. So when I began streaming, right? Streaming was like this new thing. It was fun. But after a while, I became fearful because I was afraid that my personality was like bland, dry, and boring, and that nobody would ever want to watch me, right? I really truly did believe that. The Now the question is, right? Not even like the actual question, but the problem with that was it affected how my streams went, and it ultimately like it ultimately pushed that confirmation bias where I looked to that as a sign of me not being able to stream. So eventually I got burnt out of streaming and did not look back. And I quit streaming. Well, not quit, but like, no, yeah, like I quit streaming for like a year. And what's crazy is, what if I still streamed like how I was the very first time? I would have probably blew up by now. But I let that fear control me. I let that comparison fear control me. I said, "Wow, I'll never be big as this person, that person. So therefore, my personality must be dry and bland and dull and boring. So therefore, I can't do this, right?" And I just stopped, and that was just so that was just that was stupid. Don't ever compare yourself to nobody. The only person that I can compare myself to is myself, because I only compete with myself, and you should only compete with yourself. Sure, if you want to compete with other people, as in like, sportsmanship of all statures, not just actual sports, but you know what I'm saying, then do that. If you want somebody, or if you have somebody that like you can use as inspiration to like compete and compare, and like, you know what I'm saying, cool, do that. If that works for you, cool. But for me, that really didn't work for me, so that made me kind of just be fearful. And yeah, so anyways, the moral of the actual story is, please, for the love of God, please do not compare yourself to anybody. All right, and the last one is, fear loves company just like misery. Yes, that is correct. Fear loves company just like misery. What do I mean by that? We've all had people that have told us, "Oh, come on, man, you have to think realistically. This is the real world." After you done told them your dream of being whatever, right? And it's just like, you mainly hear this from, like, your parents or your grandparents or your elders and stuff like that. You normally hear that from them because they genuinely believe that that's the case. Like, they don't believe that you can be that person that you want to be. They don't believe that you could be that YouTuber, that streamer, that rapper, that artist, that whoever you want to be in life. They don't believe that, right? So that they're gonna tell you, "Oh, well, you should go down to like the factory and work this job, because at least then that's being more realistic than you trying to chase your dreams and trying to chase your, aspirations and everything." And this has happened to me too, where I told my parents, like, "Yeah, I want to be a producer." They was like, "No, you are gonna do firefighting," and I didn't want to do that. That did not align with what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do that. So I was just like, yeah, no. So, like, right, but it was still that fear of, man, was my parents right, man? Right? But no, they weren't. And it's just like, yeah, no, like, don't let nobody trick you out of your spot, bro. Like, fear, you have to fight fear like every time. Like, you got to fight fear from others, from all of that. Like, and that's what I'm saying too. That's why it goes back to limited beliefs is a form of fear, because these, like, what your parents says, like, "Oh, like, be realistic." That's a limited belief. What you mean be realistic? Like, there's people every day that I see that blow up off of YouTube. There's people every day that I see that blow up off of streaming, off of rapping. So it can be possible, but because you haven't seen it with your own eyes, now it's just not real. But my thing about it is too, and to even challenge the whole, like, be realistic argument, right? To even challenge that whole thing that, like, our parents tell us, all right, cool. So you're saying that I can't be a rapper, right? But you watched 50 Cent blow up. You watched Jay-Z blow up. You watched Biggie blow up. You watched Nas blow up. You watched Jadakiss and Styles P and all of them blow up. You watched Puff Daddy blow up. You know what I'm saying? You watched all of these big figures blow up that I can keep naming. You like right? You watched Gucci Mane blow up, young Jeezy blow up. You watched every like every big black person blow up. You even watched Obama blow up. So it's like, yo, come on, bro. But you're gonna tell me to be realistic and to go and like get a job and not follow my dreams, even if they don't work out. So what? Like, right though, and that's the only thing is just like, bro, like, that's what I don't really agree with that, but it's just, I don't know. That just kind of like gets me kind of like upset because it's just like, bro, like, there's so much more to life than being safe. There's so much more to life than just being safe. If you want to chase your dreams, don't be afraid, just chase them. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm 27 years old and I finally understand that. My dream is to inspire people to be better people. I will never let that dream die. I will never let that dream go. And this is my form of doing it, which is, YouTube. Um, so yeah, and I cannot be fearful. I have to go out of my comfort zone and talk to a camera and all of that. And I love doing it. It's like my mission to do this. Like, I don't care what happens to me. This has to keep going. I have to keep going. You have to keep going. So keep going, right? So with that being said, that's all I got for today. Please click the link in the description. Well, click both of them. I have a YouTube playlist with all my videos in it, and then I have the one link is my link tree with all of my links in it to all of the things that I do on other platforms. So if you are curious about me and you want to learn more about me, go on ahead and click both of those links, right? And leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to this channel, The Holy Trinity. And I'm going to say it one more time. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, The Holy Trinity. And I will see you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace. Oh, okay, wait a minute.